Alright, let's get into what we're actually here for, which is this updated rescue deck profile. So this is with the support of G-BT09, which give us a new stride, a very good backup grade 3, and a new grade 2 that I feel is pretty overlooked, but I'm gonna kind of talk about why I think it's overlooked, and I'm also gonna have a new combo video coming up for just one combo, but it takes a while to show, so it's gonna be a separate video coming out, well, right after this. So let's go over the main deck first, and I'll explain some of the newer choices, but a lot of stuff is the same as in the previous deck profile. So first off, we have the starter, which is Black Candle Azrael. Azrael's skill, if you don't already know, she's a Forerunner, and on GB1 she has an act where you can almost one put her in the soul. You put the top card of your deck into your damage zone face up, and then choose a card from your damage zone and put into your hand. Choose a face-up card from your damage zone and put into your hand. So always a good starter for Gavrail. She's on GB1, but she essentially gives you a free card from your damage zone, and she gives you soul, which is super important in this deck now, because we run out of soul super fast, so good starter, always important, so it's pretty self-explanatory. Next up we have the main grade 3, which is Black Shiver Gavrail, and also arguably best girl in the game. Her skills are, the first one is a GB2, every time you put a card into your damage zone, she gets the skill that all units, a continuous skill, all units in the front row get plus 2k, so every time you take damage she gets plus 2k and gives the front row plus 2k as well. Second skill is when you stride on top of her, you can counterblast 1. If you do, look at top 3 cards of your deck, put one of them into your damage zone face up, with the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order, and then choose a card from your damage zone face up, call it your rearguard circle, and give it plus 2k. Important skill, like both her skills are just so good, they're what make the deck so great, and the defensive GB2 is always great, and I'm sure a lot of you have experienced it, and then the on-strike skill is also great because it gives you a free unit for, well, one counterblast, but you can flip that counterblast pretty fast, so it doesn't really, it doesn't really have many downsides. But let's go over the new grade 3 that we have, which is Black Devote Phaleg. Alright, so first off I'll go over Phaleg's second skill. When you would discard her to stride, if you get the Vanguard with the rescue ability, you can soul blast 1, put it in damage zone face up. If you do, you choose a card from the damage zone and heal it. So the only stride we have in the G zone that has rescue is Altiel, which we'll go over later, but the way her skill is worded might be a bit confusing, but essentially when you discard her for stride, first you go into your G unit and then you check her condition. So you can stride it to LTL and then use her skill to put into damage zone. So really good because it gives you, well, an immediate unit in your damage zone that you can call out, and the calling out part actually is going to take us to her first skill, which is Rescue 1, act in the damage zone. You can counterblast 1 if she's face up. You can call her to a rearguard circle. She gets plus 2k until end of turn, and then you put the top card of your deck into your damage zone face down, choose a card from your damage zone, heal it, and then choose one of your Vanguards and deal 1 damage. So what essentially happens is you counterblast 1, you call her from face up, she gets plus 2k, and then you have to put the top card of your deck into your damage zone face down, so it counts as another counterblast, and then you heal 1. So essentially it's all counterblast 1, but you need to counterblast 1 before you use her, and then she has to still be face up, and then you put 1 face down, and then you can immediately rescue it. So you essentially, like, the face down is kind of like, it's just there, I guess, so yeah. But anyway, this card is super good because when you're playing against a controlled matchup like Narukami, Kagero, like anything that's gonna just pop your field all the time, or even something that's like always just trading, you can always use her from the damage zone to just call her out without using any cards from your hand, and then, like Gavrail's GB2 is gonna buff her up and whatnot, and then she gets a plus 2k buff herself, so she's always really nice to fall back on, and I generally really like her. The only problem is that her second skill uses soul, and there's just so many cards that use soul in this deck now, so that kind of sucks, but like you still have ways to provide soul for yourself. But yeah, anyway, so here we have the Black Devote Phaleg. That's our new grade 3, and she's really good, as I said, but you never ride into her. She's always there just for you to pitch the stride and, well, to get into your damage zone with some of your skills. So now, going back to some older cards, we have Nurse of Broken Heart. Pretty sure all of you already know what she does. She has GB1. When your card is put into your damage zone, you choose one of your Vanguards, and this unit get plus 2k until end of turn. That ability stacks every time you put a card in the damage zone. She gets plus 2k and gives the Vanguard plus 2k. One of the most important cards in the deck, and one of the main reasons why Angel Feather is so good these days. So that's that. And now moving on to the new grade 2, we played 2. I did test 4, but it was a bit abundant, so I dropped it down to 2 in order to be able to play a different grade 2 as well. But this is Black Relief Aratoron. So as I mentioned in the set breakdown, she does have an errata because she has a misprint, so I'll read out the correct skill. When your card is also on GB1, when your card is put into the drop zone from your damage zone due to the effect of your rescue ability, you can counterblast 1. If you do, you call the card that was put into the drop zone to the same column as this unit. So if she's on the right column and you rescue like a grade 1, then you can call it behind her. But if she's in the same in this column and you rescue grade 3, you can still combust 1 to call the grade 3 on top of her. She will get retired, but you get an extra attack out. That's a really important thing. And she has made, like, I found a combo with her which isn't an infinite loop, but it can get over 300k shield out of your opponent. So, but you do need, you know, all your combats face up, but that's really easy to do with Angel Feather. But it's a pretty cool combo that I found. It's quite conditional, but I'll show it in an upcoming video anyway. Like, it is possible to get it off. Like, once I got it partly off, but I won while doing it, so I don't know if I would have been able to do the whole thing, because I just, like, you win while you're doing it. So a very good card, because like even without the combo, she's such a good card when you're just like doing your main Gavrail stride combo, and then you're like, okay, I need one more attack to finish the game, so I use her, call a grade 3, swing for 11, take out their last shield, and then win with a bigger attack or something like that, or even with that attack. So Aratoron is really good and really important. And then we still have 2 more grade 2s, so these are the older ones. So first we have Black Slice Harut. So she's an Amber clone. When she attacks a Vanguard on GB1, if she's boosted, you can combust 1. If you do look at top 2 of your deck, search for one among them, put it into your damage zone face up with the other one on the bottom of your deck, and choose a face up card from your damage zone and call it to rearguard circle. So since the deck does focus on the Gavrail stride, like she does let you put a card into the damage zone during the battle phase, so like she's a good card. She's always going to be good in the Gavrail deck, so we play her 3. I have tried 4, but 3 is better because you don't want to have her all the time, especially now with a new grade 2. And the final one we have is Million Ray Pegasus. So when a card is put into your damage zone, if your Vanguard is an Angel Feather, he gets plus 2k. I play him now especially because of the grade 1 Sentencies deck. This skill works on Vanguard Circle as well, so if they rush you when you ride him, at least he gets 2k, 2k, 2k every time you take damage, even when you're not on, it's not on GB1 obviously, so it's nice just to have a little bit of defense, and it's a backup Broken Heart. So I didn't used to play him, but now, like, also because I could never get the grade 2s, but now that he got reprinted, I really recommend playing 2 of him. But like, I used to play 4 Aratoron instead of 2-2, but then I realized that 4 Aratoron is too much, so I play 2-2 now. So it's pretty solid, I'd say. Next up we have, now it's going to be mostly just older units, so we have Black Bomber Malik. So her skill is when you call her from damage zone, until end of turn she gets to rescue 1 skill on GB1 at the end of battle that she attacked or boosted. If the battle is the battle where the Vanguard was attacked, you choose a card from your damage zone, heal it, choose one of your Vanguards and deal 1 damage. She's good because she also kind of helps the little combo I found, but she's essentially just a really nice card, because you, like, if you get her in the damage zone, you just call her out with Gavrail's on-stride skill, and then you just have a fun time. So she's a good card. Like, the rescue check she gives, it just adds to the whole focus of the deck, which is just trying to win by like turn 5-6, because like your Gavrail turns are so explosive, and the new stride really helps that as well. So that's why we play 4 stride fodders / Gavrail searchers. I chose 4 this time because you really have to be on Gavrail all the time. You cannot ride into Phaleg, and obviously you stride every single turn, so that's why we're playing them at 4 now. Usually I used to play 3. Then we play 4 Rescue Perfect Guards. If you don't know the skill, it's, well, Perfect Guard and then GB1. When you guard with it, if you have a face-up Remnant in your damage zone, then you can combust 1 and rescue 1. So I play Rescue Perfect Guards just because they're generally quite okay. Like, oddly enough, I haven't decked out yet with this deck in all the games I playtested, but that's because I play super aggressively. And then we play 4 grade 1 Nostials. You've been seeing these for a long time. When you guard with it, you take an Angel Feather from your hand, put it into your damage zone, and then take any card in your damage zone and put it into your hand, so it can also be face down damage. This triggers Gavrail's GB2. This triggers Nurse of Broken Heart, so it's obviously very nice. So those are our, well, grade 1s, grade 2s, and grade 3s. As for triggers, the lineup now is 7 crit, so we play 4 Munkar and 3 Critical Hit Angels. And Munkar is basically just the usual, when your Gavrail attacks, put it into the soul, give the Vanguard 5k and draw. The put into soul thing is important because Phaleg eats up soul, and then, well, the new stride eats up soul, and that soul can go away super fast, so it's important for that. Then critical hit angels are put into soul, give an angel for the unit plus 3k. So again, these are your soul providers, they're very important, so we play 7 crit for that reason, and we play 7 crit because the new stride is on stride rescue, so you're not going to be, the stands won't be useful, they won't do anything. So like, if you check the crits while you're doing the new stride skill, then like they don't go to waste. Next up we play 5 stands, 1 Refrost. You're all aware of what he does, I'm pretty sure. GB1, combust 1, put him on top of your deck, choose 2 cards from your damage zone, put them on top of your deck, shuffle your deck, and then for each card put with this effect, you put the top card of your deck into your damage zone face up and then draw a card. So he's at 1 because he's limited to 1, otherwise we play 4. And then Surgery Angel is a really important part of the combo. So his skill is a GB1, At the end of the battle that he boosted, you can count +1, put him on top of your deck, shuffle your deck, and then choose a card from your damage zone, heal it, and then deal your Vanguard 1 damage. So you want to really thin your deck until you have 4 of him, and then you can do the combo. But at least that's the optimal thing. It doesn't have to be 4, but it has to be just, the deck has to mostly consist of just him. And then the final card that we have is our 4 Sunny Smile Angels. When it boosts, the boosted unit gets +3k power, and then at the end of turn return her to deck. So she's the good heal. So that's actually it for our main deck. So now let's get into the G zone. Alright folks, now let's go over the G zone. So we're going to be starting off with the brand new unit, which is Holy Seraph Altiel. So her skill is, she has 2. One is an act on Vanguard Circle GB3. You can count +1 and all units in the front row get +2k until end of turn. That one is bad, so let's just ignore it. However, the second skill is the good one. When you stride her, you can count +1, soul +1, and flip a G unit face up. If you do, you choose up to the same number of cards from your damage zone as the number of face up Holy Seraph Altiel, it's a misprint, in your G zone, heal them, choose one of your Vanguards, and for each damage, heal with this effect, deal 1 damage. So, when you first stride her, and you flip one face up, then you rescue 1, and then she goes back to G zone. Then you stride her again, flip anything face up, heal 2, that kind of thing, goes to G zone. And then again, stride her, flip anything face up, heal, rescue 3, get some crits, and then you're good. But you're only really like, use her first stride, and then you get your GB2 immediately. She's a really good way to enable GB2, because also, don't forget that she is an on-stride skill, so what you can do is when you stride on Gavrail, you choose if you want to use her skill first, or Gavrail's skill first. So you can rescue something, and then use Gavrail to call something out, or you can call something out and then do the rescue stuff. So that's how that combos. And then don't forget that another combo is when you're on, when you're striding into her and you stride with Phaleg, you'll always use soul +1 and put her in the damage zone face up because she does have the rescue name. And also another card to mention is if you have her on the field before the turn that you stride her, so that when you do stride her, you rescue something, you can count +1 to call whatever you rescued into the same column as Arataron, so do keep that in mind. But yeah, so those are just very basic explanations of the little interactions with Altiel, but we do play 4 of her. I did try 2, but I like 4 much more because, well, she is a first stride. If you don't finish the game by striding your Gavrails, then you go into her for a pretty big burst of damage. Like if you check crits, that's going to be pretty scary for your opponent. So we play 4 because she's a backup burst of damage, and that's really important to this deck, and it's part of the winning image. So that's one of the reasons why. Moving on, however, we do have the actual key G unit, which is Black Seraph Gavrail. So her skill is an act. Once per turn, GB2, you can count +1 and flip a Gavrail face up in your G zone. Until end of turn, she gets 2 skills. The first one of which is when a card is put into damage zone during the battle phase, you choose 2 of your units and they get +2k each until end of turn. And then her other skill is a rescue 2. At the end of the battle that she attacked, you choose 2 cards from your damage zone, heal them, choose one of your Vanguards, and deal 2 damage. So basically, after she attacks, you heal 2 and deal 2, so you get 2 rescue checks. So in total, you get 5 drive checks, as I mentioned before. But then her other skill is really good now, in my opinion, because it's kind of like what I meant with the loop. Like the fact that she gives +2k all the time for each card. Well, when you rescue cards, she gives 2 units +2k is really, really important, and it's what really builds up power in the combo. But now I'm starting to think that I might have made a mistake in calculations there, so it might not be over 300k, but it's still a lot. So we'll go over it in an upcoming video, so just stay tuned for that. But yeah, so she's by far the most important stride because she gives you such a big burst of damage, and with all the cards that you have that rescue in the battle phase, like you're just gonna get +2/+2/+2 everywhere, and then Broken Heart gets +2/+2, and you're just gonna be swinging for a lot. And then, with Arataron you get extra attacks, with Harut you get extra attacks, so it's really, really nice. So that's part of the reason why we play her at 4. And then I only play 2 Raphaels, and honestly in all the games I've tested with this post G-BT09 deck, I have not used her a single time, so she's just there really for the safety net. But her skill is, if you don't know, is a once per turn act GB2. You choose another Raphael in G zone, flip the face up, and heal a damage. So she's literally just a safety net heal if you need it. So, and then our last 2 strides, I played the one Raziel still because he's a full-on damage zone, refresh. So if you don't know his skill, it's when you stride him, you Soul Blast 2. If you do, you return all cards from damage zone to your deck, shuffle your deck, and for each card return with this effect, put the top card of your deck into your damage zone face up. So he just refreshes all your counter blasts for a Soul Blast 2. Soul Blast 2 is pretty heavy now, so it's really rare that you'll use him, but I feel like there might be a situation. So I have him in here for that, but this is a pretty flex spot, so you can play another G Guardian, because I do play the Sabreeze just because Broken Hearts. Like, I need to get my Broken Hearts online really fast. If I get Aratron online, it's also nice, and Harut online is also nice. So I just want everything, all my GB1s to be online as fast as possible, so we play the Seabreeze for that reason. Sadly, we'll not get the Gavrail GB2 online, but you know, it's still there for that reason. And then for G-Guards, I play 3 Suriels. So her skill is when you guard with her, you can count +1, look at the top card of your deck, put it on top or bottom, and then choose a card from your damage zone, heal it, and choose one of your Vanguards and deal 1 damage. So you G-Guard, count +1, look at the top, is like, I'm not sure if I want this on the bottom or top, and then you've put it on top, you're gonna have to damage check it. You put it on the bottom, you won't, and then you're just gonna RNG what you check, but basically just to check if you're getting a trigger or not, you know, to kind of combo with your Gavrail GB2, but it's the best G-Guardian for Angels, so that's why it's there. And then the one Dismal, because you want to protect your Broken Hearts. You want to protect quite a lot of stuff nowadays, and then with VMAX being around, it immediately shuts that down as well, so that's kind of why we have it here. So this is the entire G-Zone, and that's actually the video itself as well, so I will have the little combo I talked about coming up as soon as possible. I'm quite busy with university work, but I'll try to get it out as fast as I can. But yeah, so this is the updated rescue deck profile. Quite a few people asked for this, so I hope it did help. But that's gonna be pretty much it for me, and I'll see you guys next time.